Hey guys, I've got for you today a unboxing slash first look slash preview, whatever you want to call it, of the Razer Blackwidow Ultimate. Now, just first I'm gonna show you, look around the packaging. The first thing that comes to mind when you pick this up is that it's really heavy. It's much heavier than it looks because the packaging isn't actually very thick. Now, I'm not gonna really talk about the specs because you can find those online or whatever. I'm just gonna show you the specs on the box, let you read them, and I'm gonna tell you about how it is to work with once I get it out. Now, on the bottom, these are the main highlights: 1000 MHz ultra pooling, on-the-fly macro recording, backlight illumination, macro keys, microphone jack, earphone jack, and USB. Now, on the back we have some more specs about the keyboard and a picture of the product with some of the highlights, but again, I'm not going to talk about this because you can find all these specs online. I want to get it out of the box first. Now let's see how this opens. Right here, bear with me just a second until I peel this off. I don't need my knife, thought I did. So this is just a sleeve. And now, the first look at the keyboard itself. Now, I have to say that the packaging, although it's Razer quality, I don't know, it's not the best I've ever seen. This is their most expensive keyboard, so I would have expected, I don't know, something crazy. It's just a bit of plastic. Do we have something in here? No. I don't know, you see, this is kind of useless to me. Don't understand this very well. And take the keyboard out of its wrapper thingy. Take the plastic off. Now let's see how it looks. Oh, it's like this. So the cable is actually down here. Alright, got the cable out. Just gonna throw these away. Now, the usual accessory bundle you get with all of Razer products nowadays: the certificate of authenticity, quick start guide, master guide, stickers, and product catalog. Alright, now the keyboard. I'm gonna try to take this cable out. I'm gonna need my knife, I think. Now, connectivity. We have two USB ports, gold plated, and microphone and headphone jack. Now, it needs two USB ports, partly because the keys themselves are illuminated, and partly because you got this USB right here, and this is a full speed USB, and you can do anything. You can plug I don't know, even an external hard drive, and that just fine. Now, just have a closer look. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but the keyboard is actually really glossy. The keys themselves are matte, but all these black bits are glossy. Now, I'm going to do a size comparison and a weight comparison. This is the Blackwidow, and this is my previous keyboard, the Cytec Cyborg. Okay, as you can see, the Blackwidow is smaller than the Cytec, but it's actually just as heavy, maybe even if a bit heavier. So that just comes to show that the materials that went into this are much better than the ones that went into this one. And now I'm gonna bring you closer in so we can do a bit of a sound comparison. Now let's do a bit of a sound comparison. We'll use the enter right here. I'm gonna click this one just a few times, and I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. Now, as you know, the Blackwidow is a mechanical keyboard, whereas this one is not a mechanical keyboard. So, just again, a few keys, and the Cytec. And also, we're gonna listen to a bit to the materials. I mean, this plastic, if you beat on it, it feels pretty I don't know, pretty high quality, pretty strong. Whereas this one, as you can see, when I do this, the whole keys vibrate. This one is actually no problem. I get a different tune wherever I beat it, and also the overall feel when you touch the plastic is, I don't know, just cheap on the Cytec. Now this is a good keyboard. Don't think that it's not, but this one feels much better built. Okay, now I've installed the driver, installed the keyboard, did absolutely everything. Now, if you can look at the side of my mouse, my Imperator right here, this material, this glossy material, is the exact same material as you get on the bottom and the top of the keyboard, between the keys. And I've discovered, you know, from the first 10 seconds that this one is a bit of fingerprint magnet. I washed my hands before unboxing it, before using it, and I still get loads of fingerprints. I mean, you won't be able to see them on the camera, but in the sunlight, dust is really visible on it, and fingerprints are really visible on it also. Now, what I recommend is you actually get one of these. This is a small rag. It's a, I think this is one of the, yeah, it's a Steel Series rag, funny enough. Got a Steel Series logo right here. I got it with my mouse pad. Now, this one is really soft, and you know, you can wipe it with something like this. Because if you don't do this, it's gonna get really dirty and it's gonna look really ugly. Now, unfortunately, it's daylight right now, and I'm not sure how well you can see the lights. Okay, now the feeling I got from this, from the first minutes of using it, I'm just gonna give you a bit of a listen to a normal gaming session. The sound of the keys and the actual feel of the keys reminds me of something very funny. They remind me of a keyboard I used to own, I don't know, maybe more than 10 years ago. I used to use that. It was an IBM keyboard, I think, and I used to use it on an Intel 486. Okay, now have a listen to this. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but when it makes the clicking sound, the key doesn't actually go down fully. When that clicking sound, you hear that, the key has been actuated. Now, the problem I used to have with my old keyboard was right here, my WSD. The W and the S, you know, from long sessions of gaming, wore out, and I had to press it and then press it a bit harder for it to actually actuate. Also, the same problem I got with the arrow keys. You know, playing car games on the arrow keys, the front arrow key especially, again, I pressed it and then I have to press it a bit harder, you know, to actually get a response. Okay, now I tried to make my room a little bit darker so you can actually see the glow of the keys. Again, you probably know you're supposed to use the function button, and we're gonna do this. So the function plus any of the top keys right here. Now I have it in pulsating mode, and it's a bit similar to what the Razer mice do with the Razer logo. If you press it again, it's off, doesn't glow anymore. Low, medium, high, and the pulsating mode again. Personally, I'm probably gonna just keep it in high. Now you may ask, why did Razer employ this function button? This is very similar to what you get in a laptop, you know, function plus the F1 to F12 keys do sorts of things. We have volume, mute, media keys. Well, the reason they did this is if you don't have a function button, then all these media keys have to be separately, either on the side or on the top of the keyboard, like I used to have on my old Cytec. And that increases the surface of the keyboard, makes it bigger, makes it heavier. This is already pretty heavy for its size, so adding, you know, another inch on the top for extra buttons would have made it a bit more expensive and heavier. Again, the way you use the macros, you can read that off the Razer site. You can download the guides, see other guides. I'm not going to talk about that because, I don't know, me for one, I don't think I'm going to use macros, so I don't really care about them. the two things I do want to talk about is function plus F11, and we have the little green logo that deactivates this guy right here, the Windows key. Do that again, and also we have the sleep mode button right here and the illumination. Now again, 5 macro buttons right here on the side. Don't know if I'm gonna be using them. Maybe I will, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. But you know, you can using the macro, you can assign any macro you want to those keys. Now I'm gonna show you a bit about how the macro manager works using the software. So right here in manage macros, we have new macro name. I don't know, let's say Razer. Let's make it simple. Then we have record macro. I typed in Razer again. I'm not gonna click stop. You can see it also calculates delays between the clicks and everything like that. Ignore delays. Apply. Now if, for example, I select the first macro key, hit macro, choose one of the macros, you can have a bunch of them, and click OK. OK now, so I clicked apply, and I'm gonna use this simple notepad, and I'm gonna press M1 and Razer. That's the macro. You can do anything with this. If you do new, I don't know, just something, you can click record. Can you left mouse button, right mouse button, any key you want, absolutely anything. Now, small conclusions, things that I like about it: the feel of the keys, the sound of the keys, the overall look, the build quality seems very good, and also the nicely illuminated keys. Now, things that I don't like. Well, basically I don't like this glossy surface. I'm gonna have to be careful with this over time. And the second thing I don't like is a bit strange, because I don't like the packaging it comes with. Sure, it's nice, it's simple, it protects the keyboard well during shipping, but this is the best, most expensive keyboard they make. So, as the Mamba is the most expensive mouse they make, and the Mamba comes in that beautiful acrylic housing, and I kind of expected the same with this one. I mean, a rag would have been nice to, you know, have to wipe it off. That should have been included, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I was expecting it to come with a virgin to pleasure me, or I don't know, something like that. But again, that's just me being shallow. The package is alright, it does its job very well, as the keyboard does its job very well. Okay, so see you later guys, bye.